Hi folks, and welcome to Strathpeffer Spa Model Railway with myself, Alistair. So, the wife and the bairn away, which means it's time for me to play. And as you can see, I've rearranged the living room and I've set up the model railway. There's no mucky paws of bairns here to play with the trains, so it's just me and the model railway. So let's have a look over the next coming days and see what I can get done. Okay, so that's the ash pit now being sunk into the baseboard. Using a drill and a jigsaw, cut a hole into the baseboard and then sunk the ash pit in, and I've realigned the track. As you can see, that's where the track originally went to and it stopped here, and now I've realigned it. The track runs parallel with the baseboard and the other running lines across there. It gives me a bit more space either side of the track now. The plan now is to continue this sort of bun line, this mound, continue on along here. And then from this part of the baseboard, I'm going to continue on with a sort of protruding platform that comes out just to the side here and up to the rear to allow vehicles to recoal steam locomotives. And then I'm going to keep the side of the ash pit and this side free of anything, again to allow people access into the ash pit to clear the ash out. So I might end up putting a few piles of ash just here. And that's the plan so far. Along this line here, where you see my finger, along here, I might put some form of picket fence just to keep the general public out, and again just to give it that sort of tidy heritage railway look, and then everything from this part and down will be the working yard. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so what you can see now is I've continued the small platform here to allow the recoaling of steam locos. I've then continued the bun line just here to the rear of the baseboards, and that, once it's glued in, I'll sand it down to blend it in with this stuff at the rear on the second baseboard, and then once it's set solid, I will put plaster bandage on it. Allow that to dry, paint it, and then I can start adding flocks and turfs, etc. So it's starting to take shape, it's starting to look good. I'm happy with progress so far, so I'm going to crack on. Okay, just while I'm waiting for the polystyrene to dry on the back there, you can see I've got it weighted down with random bits and bobs. What I've done is I have gone around my point rodding at the front of the layout and started painting the cranks and some parts in oxide. So there's the, as you can see if you look closely here, you can see I've started painting parts in red oxide, just like the photographs here which I took at Strathpeffer Railway down in Avonmore. So again, this is just adding a bit more detail to the front of the layout. As you can see, there's some more there. And then when you come over to the actual point lever frames there, you can see they actually look pretty good. And the same further down that side of the layout as well. If you've just noticed there in the centre as well, I've added some of the scale model scenery drainage covers. So I've put two in the centre, so you've got one here, and then again we've got one just further down here, further down the drainage system. Again, just to actually add a bit more detail to the front of the layout. Now, in the real location of Strathpeffer station, if you're to go down the line towards the Fodderty junction, literally 500 metres from the station building in this direction, there is actually a water treatment plant. So the storyline could go that that is the drainage system that takes the drains to the water treatment plant just further down the line. Anyway, we'll crack on and we'll keep working our way. That sound you can hear, by the way, is my locos. So I'm just running in some of my local fleet here, just ready for the running session. So that's Locomotive Class 37, a Class 27 from Helgen, which is having some running difficulties, my trusty Class 08 from Bachmann, and my Class 26 from Helgen. I'm probably going to get Inverness TMD out the cupboard as well. Okay, I'll crack on. Right, so that's me just finished shaping the bun line now, which continues all the way up to the coaling stage. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use plaster bandage to coat the polystyrene to give it a hard shell, and then once that's dry, I will then paint it in sort of earth tones. This is the bandage I'm using. I got it from a model railway fair. It's cheaper than using Modrock. I think it only cost me £1.50 per packet, and I believe this is actually medical grade plaster bandage, so it should, fingers crossed, set nice and hard. So as you can see, it's coming along, and I'll just continue on making progress. So that's me just finished laying the plaster cloth on top of the polystyrene to form the bun line at the rear of the baseboard. And as you can see now, I'm starting to get a more sort of natural shape now that I've done that. And I've done it all the way over to where the TMD sort of maintenance shed is going to be. So that's looking quite good. I'm quite happy with that. And it's already starting to go hard, so in a couple of hours I should be able to start painting it. Just bear in mind that I've obviously kept a gap just across here to allow the baseboards to split. And as you can see, I've only used one of those bandages, so I've still got a full bandage left. And I haven't wasted any. I had plenty left over. So in some areas on the back here, I've double layered it. But let that dry, and then we'll crack on and get it painted. So looking in again to the rear, you can see I've just finished painting the bun line as well as the raised platform section for the coal fueling stage. If you look at the sleepers and the rails, you can see that they're really standing out now against the backdrop, and it shows you how good that effect is in developing the scene. As you can imagine, once I get round to ballasting it, the detail will be massively enhanced, so I'm very happy the way that this scene is developing. Looking into the paints I've used, this is them here, just in case I never showed you them earlier. They're just acrylic, they were cheap, they're from a shop called The Works, and they cost roughly about £1 or £1.50 per bottle. And it just goes to show you don't have to spend big money on the name brands to get a good end effect on the layout. So save yourself some money and potentially use these ones in the future. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and try and get some more stuff done to the layout. Okay, so we're going to do a wee test. We're going to test a few of the locomotives on the track before we ballast to make sure that the track is working. So we'll try the first one. So here we go. So this is my Andrew Barclay's 040 shunter. And there it comes. Not a drama. Not a drama there, so we'll continue. Send it back down the line. And that's me stopping it there. Try going into one of the sidings. Failed on the first. Okay, so we've not got connection there. Quick fettle with the points there. This should be it now. Yeah, armour across. Happy days, and back. Okay, we'll open the point up. Forward. No, same again. Right folks, scratching my head time, having a slight issue with some of my locos, and I'm hoping we can put our heads together and come up with a solution, or someone can put a comment in the comments box and tell me what I'm not doing right or how to remedy it. So my 060 Southern CQ class is currently on the rolling road and it's running just fine. Maybe slightly rough running, but it's running. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to run some other locos along the line to show you that there is no real issue with the smaller locos. So this is my Drummond T9 class, and we're roughly sitting at 45 sort of speed steps out of 126, and it should be coming into the camera now. As you can see, pretty smooth running, no real issues at all there, and we're happy with that. And we'll just stop that there. Okay, we'll do a quick point change. There we go. Now I'm just going to swap locos again, just to show you another loco working on the layout just fine. Okay, here comes my IVAC class 2. And this time we're going to run at, let's say, 30 speed steps. There it goes, down the line. Again, no real issues there. I've cleaned the wheels and I've run them in, and there's no real issues at all. Okay, let's look at the CQ class. So here it is running on the rolling road. Again, it looks like it's smooth running. I've cleaned its wheels with track magic, and a lot of muck came off them, but they are now clean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the track and show you what happens. Okay, I'm now running this 060, and what's happening is it's going along the track, stalling or stopping, and it, as you can see there, again, goes along the track. I'm not touching it. How do I remedy this? This seems to be happening for all my large tender locomotives. Anything above a 460, the Pacifics, even this small 060 seem to be struggling. So again, I'm not touching it, it's just stuttering along the track. The track's clean, there's current on the track. I've even had my ammeter there to test the track, and it all seems to be working fine. Any suggestions, comments, please put them in the comments box. Let me know how I can potentially remedy this, or what the potential issues might be. So let's take a quick tour of the layout as it stands now at the end of this little week I've had of developing it. So we can see there's the station in all its glory, and as ever that's looking very good. That really is sort of the main focal point of the layout itself. Again, you can see all the detail at the front slowly developing, and then if you look to the rear, you can see my coaling stage. So my coaling staiths are in place, and then I've just put a little water crane there just beside the ash pit, and again that'll start to develop once I start working on that a bit more. Bring it round, we've got the Heritage Railway offices and mess shed or mess porter cabins. Come round again. We've started coming into the sort of rolling stock sidings, so we've got some rolling stock here waiting to be restored, and then keep coming along towards the rear. So this is the maintenance shed. That's just temporary, that building. That's just a ratio kit that I've put some engineer block sides on, but I plan on maybe either scratch building sort of a modern day corrugated tin shed like that which you see at the Strathpeffer Railway, something similar to that. But there's my refueling point. I've got a couple of ISO shipping containers. You see the fuel storage tank in the corner there, and you've got the small sort of gantry crane as well. And then coming further round to the end of the baseboards, I've got another siding for rolling stock and engines waiting restoration. And then you can see in the background there's a small terrier, again just waiting to be restored. It's actually got work happening on it as we speak. So the bun line that rounds around the back, I plan to in the future put different sort of fine turfs on it, and then static grass it in, and then place a number of trees on there as well, just to blend it in so it's not so abrupt onto that back scene that I've got. But it's getting there, and the scene is developing, and I'm quite happy with the progress that I've managed to make over the past few days. So we're getting there. Okay folks, that's all for this video. I think you've suffered me long enough. So thanks very much for watching. Again, to all my new subscribers, thanks very much for joining in, and welcome to the channel. And to all my current subscribers, thanks for stopping by again, and thanks for watching the video. Take care, folks. Remember to comment, like, share and subscribe to the channel and to the video. And thanks for your time, and we'll see you next time on Strathpeffer Spa Model Railway. Take care, folks, and bye for now.